Okay, welcome to the podcast. This is my co-host, Doug Lohman. My name's Cody Ryan. I'm the other host until the cops get here. Today, as we're shooting, it's about 364-ish days till Christmas. So we're going to do a podcast about the true meaning of Christmas. It's the Feliz Navidad Cast. We'll talk more about the true meaning of Christmas at the end of the show, but since Kwanzaa started today, we thought we'd give it a fair share of time and talk about Kwanzaa. Doug Lohman's on the laptop right now doing a little research. Only top-notch sources, Wikipedia. Now, Doug, you were doing a little research earlier. We learned that the first day of Kwanzaa, it's emoji.
Umoja. Umoja meaning unity.
What did I say?
You said emoji, which is smiley you would use on an iPhone.
I have an iPhone, so I don't know how I learned that term. But tell us some more about Kwanzaa.
Well, there are 7 days.
I mean, everybody knows that. Just get to the meat of
Yeah,
it.
well, Umoja meaning unity means to strive for and to maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race.
If you're gonna read straight from Wikipedia, this is gonna take a while.
Well,
let's have an open discussion about unity. How do you have unity in your family, community, nation, and race?
I don't know. Have a community garage sale, maybe.
That. All right, let's move to the next one. What's the next one?
The next day?
Yeah, next day.
Because you have a candle for each day.
Yeah, I get that. It's like a menorah.
Right. Well, the second one is self-determination, and it's some sort of.
But you didn't say the word.
Because I don't really know how to say the word.
It says Kuji Chagula.
Kuji Chagulia.
Yeah.
To define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves.
That seems like the opposite of unity, though. That's.
Well, ourselves as a group. So you unite into the group, and then you determine the group.
That just seems redundant.
So the individual is actually a group. The individual is a group among other groups. Get it?
I don't want to be racist, but so far this sounds really stupid.
Well, this is a fake holiday. It's not a fake holiday, but a professor made it up in the 60s.
This is a really bad start to the Feliz Navidad Cast.
Yeah, this is a bit insensitive.
Yeah, let's scrap this idea. We'll cut this later in post. Let's talk about our days. Today we went to Hooters. It's my second time. It was Doug's first time, so we took his Hooters virginity. What you think of Hooters?
Terrifying. It hurt a little bit.
See, what I was saying is,
A little sore.
for me, every time I go to a place like that, you're supposed to look at the boobs. There's boobs there.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't do it. Because I don't want to be that guy.
But you're at Hooters.
But I don't want to be that guy at Hooters that goes to Hooters, I'm going to look at the food. So, I got rid of the chicken wings, which is, the thing you order at Hooters. And then I just kept my eyes on. The waitress kept startling me. You noticed that. She kept coming up behind me, freaking me out.
So, hey, you need soda?
Yeah, I jumped a couple times. And the fact that it was just me and him kind of looked like we were on a date. It kind of looked like we were a gay couple who was trying to, get into the idea of being manly. Like, it was our idea of,
Like, why would a gay couple go to Hooters?
Maybe it was, on their bucket list to have a threesome with a woman or something.
Maybe.
And, that's what we were doing. We were trying to, hype ourselves up. We're dudes, yeah, let's eat some wings.
All of our friends work at Hooters.
Well, yeah, that would be a reason for gay. Well, you ordered the fish and chips, so that didn't help our cause.
Are fish and chips gay?
They're British, so what's the difference?
True.
But yeah, I mean, it was a good meal, though.
Mm-hmm.
But the lady could tell we were college students. She didn't, particularly ever talk to us, which places like these, they usually talk to people a lot, trying to get tips. She could tell we were going to tip about $3, which is exactly how much I tipped. 10 wings for $10. I'm not going to tip more than $3. The fact she got that much is kind of generous, but I know how waitresses are, and they deserve the money.
This 20% would be $2. and that's
yeah. So I did like
baseline.
I got a Sierra Mist, which I like a dick because you got water.
Yeah. I don't know. I always get water.
But yeah, like we went out to dinner, and that was the first night of the Kwanzaa Unity, and that's what it was about.
Yep.
Me and you.
We had food
on
together.
On a date at Hooters.
We strived for and maintained unity in our family, community, nation, and race by eating wings and fish and chips at Hooters.
Definitely in our race.
Mm-hmm. We're white.
I don't know about the other stuff, but there wasn't anybody but white people in that Hooters. Which is funny because the first time I went to Hooters, I had a black waitress.
I thought there was like one of the waitresses wasn't white.
Which one? The one with the boobs?
The one that wasn't white.
Okay, well, that's not constructive, Doug. That's passive aggressive.
Oh.
Okay. But yeah, it was a good time. Then we went to Breast Buy.
That's really good. Like
Doug told me that's the funniest joke I've ever come up with.
No, it really is. You should probably tell it later on, again, in case somebody forgets your joke.
Breast Buy.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we went to GameStop first, and there was a line of about 20 people. So
Our friends were there.
Yeah, we ran into some friends. Played a game called Octopus Dad. That was
Octodad, sir.
Octodad.
Octodad Dadliest Catch.
It was the dadliest catch. The guy just had
I got married.
squiddly things to a woman.
The ring was about this big, and the ring just went over her wrist. It wouldn't fit on her finger.
The game insinuates at some point this octopus and woman have sex.
Which is fine by me.
Because
that's totally fine. But
pretty sure you watch hentai, so...
Let's skip over the part about my hentai watching habits. And note that their children were completely human. They had no squid-like or octopus-like features.
I don't remember seeing the kids.
In the title screen.
I wasn't there for the title screen. I was too busy
been.
losing the bobsled.
Oh yeah,
Mario Sonic Olympics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which, wasn't a good experience at all. But I did better than the Jamaicans, so that's what matters.
The Wii U controller looks like this.
Yeah, it's
You
about...
just play like that.
It's about 15 pounds. It's like double the size of your head. There's a screen on the controller making...
What screen do you look at?
Yeah, that was my biggest problem. And then I look up to one screen, looked at... I just confused. One screen had Sonic in the view, the other one just had like first person. It was a smorgasbord of fuckery.
The lady we saw at Best Buy was playing one, and she was just going like this. So why are you playing a console TV game where you're just gonna go like this and stare at it?
Because you can be a dick and give your friends the Wii controllers, and they can stare at your TV. Yeah, apparently. I don't know. I don't like the system.
Well,
yeah. So we went to Best Buy. He had a Best Buy gift card, and I had a lot of gift card money. And I still feel guilty about purchasing anything, so I didn't get anything at all. But you actually got some DVDs to tell them about your purchase, or show them.
yeah, it's right here.
It's with the beauty of a video, interactive.
Evil puppets and demonic dolls attack this thing.
He told me we need to find this DVD and described it to me as Nazi puppets.
Well, the first movie that's included is Puppet Master Axis Rising.
That still, at the time, that description was awful.
Wasn't it? Did I say Nazi demon puppets?
Yeah, you said something like Nazi demon puppets, which actually was accurate for the movie, but still a little baffling. So we found that. That was $5, which is like $4.50 too many.
It's a steal.
There's three
Or it
movies
should have
at
been a
least.
steal. I should have just stole it.
Yeah, probably.
Shoplifted it. Like the alarm would have gone off and they would have been like, "Hey, what are you stealing there?" Oh,
What are you stealing?
oh, you're stealing that. That's fine. We need to get that out of our store
Yeah.
as soon as possible,
The fact that
whether you pay for it or
the
not.
fact that there were copies there and we found one is just a miracle. We also played with some tablets. The one that we played with was really fun. I've never used a product so discouraging to not buy that product from the demo. Do you remember how we tried to play air hockey?
Yep.
Didn't really respond. God, we really are a gay couple.
Yeah.
We
did so many fun things today.
Yeah.
We went here. We went here.
At some point, we'll have guests on the podcast. Santa, maybe. Feliz Navidad Cast.
Yeah. Every week we'll have another Christmas themed thing.
I think
Christmas
this
again, we should.
I think this is gonna last.
Yeah.
That's one thing I know for sure.
I'm already starting to think forward to next week about what kind of Christmas things we can do.
Yeah.
Because next week will be actually January.
Dang.
But we still need to stay in that December mentality, I think.
I mean, but there's a lot of elements to what Christmas is really about, and we need to hit all the points. Probably have to get through the Bible a little bit, learn about Jesus.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
A lot of stuff. Maybe the pagan holidays that it was pilfered from, influenced by.
Now, it's only fair if we talk about Christmas and Kwanzaa. Also, we have to blur out these later. Not yet endorsed. We need to talk about Hanukkah. Now, Hanukkah this year was very early. Ran over Thanksgiving. It seemed like was that true? This year was it the one Thanksgiving one of the nights of Hanukkah? I can see your deep thought there.
Don't know.
But yeah, I think Hanukkah this year.
It began.
It began the day before
November 27th.
The day before Thanksgiving. So that's already awkward.
Until December 5th.
I neither one of us is Jewish. We did not celebrate.
What's Chanukah? Like, is it like
Hanukkah,
Hanukkah but with the
Hanukkah?
C?
It's wrong. It's just spelled with a C. It's Hanukkah.
Festival of Lights.
Yeah, it's the festival.
Is that like Festivus or?
No, we will get to
relation?
Festivus.
Okay. I'm kind of confused about the festival part.
It's a festival. I mean, if you don't know, the story of Hanukkah is they wanted to light candles, I think. And
they pretty much copied off of the tradition of Kwanzaa in that respect.
Yes. But they didn't have enough oil, but the oil lasted for 8 days, which was longer than expected. And you get presents for 8 days now.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I if you want to get someone one big present for Hanukkah, what do? Like give them in pieces? Like you wanted to give them like an Xbox One or something? Like give them like a piece of the interface per day? I don't.
The first day you would get maybe the charging cable. The second day the power cable to the console. Then maybe you don't have that many pieces.
Maybe socks,
If
just to break up the monotony.
If the battery pack is detachable, you can give them the battery pack.
Give them like a manual from the game or something.
Right. Yeah.
You know, get them
The box. That'd be.
Get them a baseball so they can go outside at least one day. Just blur those cups out later. No, not sponsors yet. But yeah. Yeah, I think we're done offending Jewish people now. We've hit quite a few people. But Festivus was the 23rd, 2 days before Christmas. For those of you who don't know Festivus, it's a holiday made popular by Seinfeld. The tradition is you get a pole instead of a Christmas tree, and there's many different things, including airing of your grievances, your feats of strength, and you have a dinner. Did you air any grievances on Monday, Doug?
Yeah, I regret not buying.
Regret not buying what?
I regret not buying.
Not buying. His grievances he didn't buy.
Because I don't really buy.
Well, you can make that like your New Year's resolution, which we'll get to that too.
So to buy would be the resolution.
Okay, yeah, but not buying is not really a grievance. My grievance personally was I don't like Christmas music really, and I'm bored during the holidays. Another grievance of mine would be that I just don't get enough exposure for all the awesome things I'm doing. And
I don't buy.
Yeah, and Doug doesn't buy. That seems like you're just saying that you did something wrong. Okay, any feats of strength that day?
Feats of strength.
Like, did you lift like a car off of a small child?
On the day of Festivus?
Yeah.
That would have been Monday, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking really hard about this.
Yeah.
I don't think I had any
no feats of strength.
Feats of strength. I probably carried an instrument on my shoulders for...
There you go. That's
maybe 2.5 hours. I think that was that day. I don't know. I think Festivus is kind of a, some sort of pagan or heathen sort of thing. I think my soul will be tainted if I
now you're offended.
Try to recognize it.
All right.
Yeah, I always do. I always offend the Seinfeld people. Like,
they're strong, noble people.
I always, I'm in a group. This always happens. I'm in a large group of people. I crack some joke about Seinfeld people, and then they just stare at me, and I'm like, crap.
Because everybody likes Seinfeld.
Offended the Seinfeld people again. Yeah, but there's the...
Now, would you say you personally offended Jerry Seinfeld and his Jewish people, or people who watch the show Seinfeld?
Oh, is he actually Jewish?
He is actually Jewish.
Yet he celebrated Festivus.
No, he didn't. You need to watch the show. You're offending me now. That was George's father, who was Jewish.
He was, but then
he switched to Festivus.
Oh.
He didn't really convert.
See, I always do stuff like this.
Yeah. What a dick.
You don't even know my history. You don't...
I would like to air one grievance now, even though Festivus is no longer upon us. You are checking your phone right now.
Well.
Unless it's somebody who wants to come on the podcast right now.
Hi, I want to come on the podcast right now.
Okay, that's rather specific. Is that what it says? Who's it from?
I'd rather you not.
Who's it from?
On the podcast.
Is it Jerry Seinfeld?
Yes.
It's Jerry Seinfeld. It's not Jerry Seinfeld. Oh. Crap. So.
You got me there. Yeah, Jerry, we don't talk anymore, obviously.
I was actually watching TV show Louie, and there was a storyline where he was, Louis C.K. and Jerry Seinfeld were fighting for the Letterman talk show. And since I'm sure you haven't seen that, I won't get too far into it, but I really enjoyed the episode. And it made me think, I'd actually really like if Jerry Seinfeld had a talk show, but he kind of does. It's, he has a show where he rides around with people, like celebrities in cars, and kind of talks in that way. Which really makes our premise here, sitting on a couch, seem played out and done. I feel like people have sat on couches before. I mean, people have driven in cars. But most people are really attentive when they're driving, and most will be silent the whole time. He's throwing in cameras and talking, revolutionizing the game, as they say. Now how do you feel as a failure now?
How do I feel? So you're automatically labeling me as a failure?
You as a failure, yes.
How do I feel?
Yeah.
About the fact that I'm sitting on a couch rather than driving?
Yes.
I'm fine with that. Plenty of great people have sat on couches.
Name one.
Bill Gates.
You cannot prove that.
I can find a picture of Bill Gates couch.
Bill Gates couch.
Oh,
he's laying on a couch.
Laying
on a couch.
That
laying
is,
on a couch.
Define what sitting is.
Your feet have to be able to touch the ground.
Well, they're obviously able to touch the ground.
Well, what's with all the tissues or whatever? He was masturbating.
Probably.
Oh, those are light bulbs. That seems like an unnecessary thing for masturbation.
Yes, those are light bulbs. I thought they were wands of paper.
Why would he need light bulbs to masturbate?
the.
Okay, just because Bill Gates sat on a couch doesn't make you less of a failure.
Well, why do you think I'm a failure? I don't understand where this is coming from.
Because you didn't make a good enough show. Jerry Seinfeld's got riding around in cars.
So you want me to be like Jerry Seinfeld, not like me?
I didn't say that. I just said you personally are a failure.
Okay.
I mean, I'm in the same boat. I know you as a failure.
Right.
I personally am not a failure because I got other good things going for me.
Right. Like, what kind of other things?
My very successful Tumblr blog.
Mm-hmm.
People tell me about it all the time. My Twitter is hilarious.
Mm-hmm. I haven't, I don't think I've looked at it.
Liar. Alright, so we're delving off the course here. So we're going to take a quick little break, have a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back. What the hell, man? You just gonna one-up me?
You know,
I'm running the show.
What if I wasn't here? What if I wasn't here for you to be able to degrade?
You need to have.
What would you do?
You need to have like another guy on the couch. Like he's like the punching bag. Like Conan's got.
Yeah, so you can't do it by yourself. You can't do it by yourself. That's what you're saying to me right now.
I can't do it by myself. But you're replaceable. That's what I'm saying. I'd like to do it with you.
Right. Okay.
I'd like to.
Name one person that could do my job.
I'd say, off the top of my head, all 4 Beatles. The mailman that my family knows comes to the family parties. That guy's a hoot. Back to the Beatles one. 2 of them are dead, so they probably, not all of it. Well, even the dead ones would be kind of. John Lennon, dead John Lennon on the couch. You can't deny that dead John Lennon on the couch would be better than you.
That would make a good short film. Yelling at dead guy on the couch.
Who specifically is John Lennon.
Yelling at John Lennon on the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
no, that wouldn't be bad.
Alf could do your job.
Well,
E.T., Mac. Any fictionalized character that was puppetized could do your job. Even Nazi puppets could do your job.
You think?
Yeah.
Never thought about it like that.
We gotta get back from the commercial.
Okay.
Sorry, welcome back to the show. We're in hour 3 of the toy drive. We forgot to tell them about the toy drive. Okay, well, nobody's gonna get toys. That's unfortunate. Maybe we'll do it next week. We will get to the true meaning of Christmas, because this is the Feliz Navidad Cast. Just get more comfortable here, further away. But yeah, so back to the show. Me and Doug, better than ever as friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially after that Hooters trip. Can't break these bonds.
Yeah. It's a very respectful relationship that we have here.
Met Doug in high school. He had long hair. Generally confused for a woman.
A woman with facial hair.
Yes.
But still, the hair was too long to cancel out the facial hair.
Yeah, definitely.
Because my facial hair never got long.
You get like a ratio of like long hair to facial hair.
Right, because the thing is, I wouldn't get it more than, 2 inches long.
Yeah.
And how long, or not 2 inches, maybe even half a foot, I don't know.
I am jealous of his mutton chops now, though. It is well known that my facial hair takes about 3 weeks to reach about prepubescent 13-year-old girl.
This took about
20 minutes.
Tops.
Which is funny because we started this podcast like 25 minutes ago. So if you go back, he had actually just clean shaven during the podcast. You guys missed it. You were too focused on my beauty over here. And he grew a beard. And you missed it.
Yeah, the producers told me to make sure you've got a clean, a clean cut, a clean look for our audience. We know some younger people out there are watching. We want to set a good example for them. I tried to take care of that, but, My biology beg to differ. Just kind of like a chia pet.
Speaking of biology, anatomy, am I right? Yeah?
Yeah.
We have laughs. Anyway, let me take over the laptop for a little bit.
Alright.
I'll do some more research.
Cool. What are we gonna be researching now?
Well, since you told me you've never been to my Tumblr, I'm personally going to go to it.
Okay.
And we're going to discuss...
Yeah, I don't think it's even...
Yeah, you won't even... I'll just have to completely type in the URL since you've never been there.
Yeah.
3 keystrokes and we're there. But I wanted to maybe discuss some of today's issues that I've raised on Tumblr. One of them being New Year's resolutions. I think it's something that's kind of died out in the world. People are lazy. The only New Year's resolution anybody seems to make is, I'm going to go to the gym. And I go to the gym year round, and for the first 3 weeks, there's a line to get in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hell on earth, A beautiful, magnificent, manly man like me shouldn't have to wait to get in the gym so all these pipsqueaks can work out.
Right, they should have separate lines.
Yeah, there should be lines for hey, you're gonna just get on the treadmill. I'm gonna pump hard iron.
Exactly.
Or they should be forced to run outside. I don't care if it's wintertime. You got yourself in this by being fat. Get yourself out of it, or freeze your ass off and die. I don't really personally care.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying people need to make different New Year's resolutions. If you want to be a better person, or even a less shitty person, you need to, well-round yourself. I mean, also you can lose your round shape,
round,
but yeah,
more flat.
Opposite of that discussion. But I'm saying there are other things you can do. So I'm saying let's get an open discussion on what some good New Year's resolutions would be this year.
Okay.
I posed some on my Tumblr. I want to get some of your opinions on this. People are afraid to ask out their crushes.
Understandable.
I'm saying that I think this is the year that people should, go for it. And it usually turns out a lot better than they expect. And if they get this person, the next step is to keep that person. And the only way to really do that is to lower their self-esteem.
Yeah, that's true. That'll really, put them in an emotional rut that they just can't get out of, no matter how hard they try.
Yeah,
that's right where you want them.
Yeah, I think that would work. Another big thing is, designate a day to cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
instead of every day.
Yeah, stop
just relegate it to one day.
Yeah, one day. Tuesdays, who's doing anything on Tuesday?
I mean, other than crying.
Yeah, not me.
Already.
Cry day.
Right. Okay.
Or make Friday your cry day. It rhymes. It works. You knew you weren't gonna get in that party anyway, just because you're fat, and that's why you had to make the New Year's resolution to go to the gym. Mm-hmm. Just cry.
And if you have trouble with trimming it down to just one day, you think maybe 2 would be...
No exceptions.
No exceptions? You can't have... Oh.
There's no cheat day. I mean, but crying's great. You can do your homework. Skype with your parents. They probably expect you to be crying anyway because you're a disappointment to them.
Yeah.
I'm talking about you personally, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Just make it more topical.
Oh, yeah, that's fair enough.
But yeah, or you could you play music.
Mm-hmm.
You cry. Maybe you'll be distracted by the fact that you're missing notes and stuff. I don't know how music works. That seems like a good one to me. And my personal one is flossing. I want to floss more this year, but yeah.
Yeah, I floss pretty much 24/7. I just stunt on all the, run with weak ass game out there. Got 30 Versace chains hanging off my neck. Stunt with the alligator shoes.
You mind if I interject?
Oh, go ahead.
I personally don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Oh, okay. You just got weak game.
Yeah, I have a weak game. That's true.
You kind of just need to step your life up in one area or another.
Yeah, definitely. Now, let's talk about more today's topics. Actually, before we do that, I wanted to know if you actually had any New Year's resolutions.
Not particularly. Other than the buying.
Yeah, buying. Maybe not sucking so much on the podcast. That would make my job easier.
Yeah, I mean.
But moving on from your inability to do confident things. Have you heard about this knockout game?
Yeah.
This personally freaks me out because I walk around my life just assuming I'm going to get hit in the back of the head. This is an actual fear of mine. And now people are making a game out of it. See,
but it's kind of funny.
That's not that funny.
I mean, from my perspective,
before I'd say, "Hey guys, like someone's gonna punch me in the back of the head." He'd be like, "Hey Cody, you're crazy. No one's gonna punch you in the back of the head." And now I'm right, which is like bittersweet because it's like people are like, "Oh, well, someone's probably not gonna punch you in the back of the head," and I get punched in the back of the head, or like I have the fear of it. It's not a win for me.
Have you ever been punched in the back of the head?
No.
But you're afraid of being punched in the back
I'm
of the head?
due.
You think you're due for one?
I'm due for one.
Okay, I mean, I can take care of that if you think you're...
Real funny.
Past the...
Real funny. Well, you know, it's after midnight now. That means it's the second day of Kwanzaa.
Okay.
So this one's about yourself, right? That's what it said?
The first one was unity, second was self-determination. Something like
that. Let me do the research in Kwanzaa again. Because, you know, we don't write anything down or anything. Alright. So, second day Kwanzaa, Kujigger. Self-determination. Define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves. You know, I'm a man of the people. I have trouble with this one.
With self-determination?
Yeah, I just...
Some sort of pinko? Some sort of communist?
Well, that would be the next day, Ujima. Collective work and responsibility.
Ah, yes.
Cooperative economics, this all... Did we just discover that Kwanzaa is a socialist plot? Kwanzaa.
It might be.
Socialist plot.
Look at America.
Think about this. Umoja, unity. To strive for and maintain unity of family, community, nation, and race. That is binding yourself to the government.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah. Your government. Self-determination. Define ourselves. Names ourselves. Create for ourselves. Speak for ourselves. That means playing your role in the government because they told you to.
Right, within the massive clockwork of communism.
Yeah. Ujima. Collective work and responsibility. That's easy. That means everybody's doing their work. Socialism. Cooperative economics. Same thing. Neo. Purpose. Purpose? I mean, they're telling you what your purpose is. Sixth day. Kumba. Creativity. That must be a typo. That's not socialist at all.
Wikipedia is not...
Someone on Wikipedia is playing
reliable.
a joke to cover... That must be something to cover the socialist plot.
Right, that's how elaborate this thing is.
And then Amani, faith. Faith that your government's going to pay you back. You know,
but are they ever going to pay you back?
No, because socialism doesn't work.
As we've seen.
Thanks, Obama. Alright, well...
Had enough of that.
I mean... We discovered Kwanzaa. You know, it's socialist plot.
Maulana Karenga.
I don't know who that is, but the person created it.
He's a professor.
Sounds like a commie.
He's a professor. Yeah.
Well, we discovered the plot. Now, it's actually funny, when I was a kid, I was doing a research project on Kwanzaa, which, you know, you can tell I did a good job because I remember everything about it. And I Googled Kwanzaa with one A at the end instead of two. And the tradition of Kwanzaa is actually something done in the urban community where members who celebrate Kwanzaa will find a white baby and sacrifice it.
Really?
Yes.
Shocking.
And that's talking down the racism there, Doug. But that to each its own. It seemed like fun. Not like killing a baby, but like coming together to like a scavenger hunt. That seems like something I can get behind now. That's like Easter.
It would be kind of useful too. You're kind of cutting the fat of society. Helping it to work better.
Yeah, I personally don't like babies. Well, I don't think they do anything.
Well, they don't.
Yeah, they're just useless. They're not cute. Puppies are cute. Babies aren't cute. Yeah, I personally, I'm not saying let's kill babies, but I'm not saying let's not.
Me neither.
I think it's a message we don't get behind. I don't think there's a single person out there against killing babies. And this is all we have to discuss about it, and we can just move on. Alright. Now I think it's time to show we lighten things up a little bit. Let's play some games.
Sure.
Play some games. Alright. Doug, what number am I thinking?
3.
Holy shit. That's not even close.
3.5.
You're embarrassing yourself. Alright, that game, you're just not very good at it.
Well, I haven't had enough opportunity to practice. You can't blame me for trying to do something to improve and better myself.
Maybe you should make that your New Year's resolution.
I already have a New Year's resolution. I told you that.
Buy.
Wasn't it don't buy?
No, what? You said you wanted to buy more. Your grievance was you didn't buy. So why would you resolve to not buy?
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Are we talking about bisexuality or buying things?
Am I getting through to you at all? Like, is this making sense? Or...
I've been mostly zoning you out.
Okay, that's fine.
I get like every third word.
Every third word?
Yes.
Let's see. So I have to put words in. What should I use for a filler word? Every third, so it would be, you don't hear Cody.
From what From what I've strung together from the show, you are exploring your sexuality, and you've considered animals.
That's in layman's terms, yes.
So it sounds. I got every word then. Okay, we're good. We're caught up.
Okay.
So one thing I always loved on one of my favorite podcasts, Comedy Bang Bang, or Comedy Bing Bong as it's sometimes sold, and we're in the early stages of our podcast, so we're going to steal from others. Is a game called Would You Rather. I've played this in the past with my friends. Basically what's going to happen is I'm going to present Doug with 2 scenarios. He can ask me any questions he wants about the 2 scenarios, and when I close the floor for questions, he picks one of the scenarios, and I will tell him if it was a good choice for him or a bad choice for him and why. I will assign points because it's just him tonight. He'll be playing against himself, but he can still decide if he won or not. And as we get more guests, we'll play with more people. But we're going to play Would You Rather. Are you ready to play?
Yes.
Now remember, I will close the floor for questions without warning. And before I open the floor for questions, you cannot ask questions.
Okay.
Got it? Okay. Now this is one of my old favorites. Would you rather, every time you meet a new person, you have to give them a business card that identifies you as a sex offender, or so you can go to bed every night, you have to watch a videotape of your parents having sex for 10 minutes. Okay.
Gonna go with the first one.
Okay. Floor wasn't open for questions, and you can't choose before I close the floor for questions. Classic rookie mistakes of Would You Rather, negative 300 points. You were already...
I was giving an answer, not a question.
Yeah, but you can't give an answer before the question period. You're just skipping steps. You didn't make it fun for anybody listening at home, which by my approximation is literally 3.5 people.
Oh, so the floor is for your questions, not for mine.
No, you ask me questions about the scenarios because one might be better than the other based on the scenario.
So I have to explore every minute possibility of each scenario.
Not every minute possibility, but it's good to get your questions in during the time because you may realize what you thought before isn't what you thought at all.
Right.
Okay. Floor is open for questions.
What is the typeset of the business card?
You know the typeset he had in American Psycho? Whatever his business card looked like, that's your business card.
Okay. And that includes the size of the business card?
Yes.
Okay. Business cards tend to vary in size depending on how tall or short the manufacturer.
We really don't need to get into
logistics.
logistics
Okay.
of business. It'll just say Doug Lohman, registered sex offender.
Okay.
LLC. But you don't have a business. Back of the card will explain that.
So it's a fake business card.
Like little children. Like
that's
little children.
that's what
the LLC
that's what
stands
LLC
for. There'll be an
stands
asterisk
for.
on the back. It'll say likes little children.
Is that's like the same thing as LL Cool J?
No, LL Cool J is ladies love Cool J.
But the C is
C doesn't stand for cool. It stands for children.
It's still LLC.
Essentially, yes. But you're not LL Cool J. You like little children.
So it could be LL. I could bill myself as a hip hop artist using that business card.
Yeah, but no one wants to book you because you're a child molester.
What about the Man Boy Love Association?
NAMBLA?
Yes.
No one wants to be associated with them. They like boys.
Well, I have no other choice. I would have to.
There's another scenario you haven't even explored. There's still
I'm
questions.
just really curious about this business card. It might be a good idea.
You know what? Why don't you try getting the business card and see how it works?
I don't know where to get business cards.
There's free business cards online. In this scenario, you get the business cards for free.
Right, okay. So that's not...
You'll never run out of business. Every time you pull one out of your wallet, another one appears.
Wow. Can I ask another question?
You can ask as many as you want till the floor closes.
How do the cards regenerate in the wallet?
Magic.
There's no kind of...
There's no reason to explore.
Is it black magic, white magic?
You're splitting hairs here. There's no reason to explore the magic used.
I mean, you said I could ask whatever question I wanted. To make my decision, I need to know whether...
Black magic.
That really throws a wrench in things, doesn't it?
You know there's another scenario you can ask questions about. The other scenario being, if you want to fall asleep, you have to watch a video of your parents having sex for 10 minutes.
Is the videotape generated by magic?
Well, yes. Because the videotape that you will play will change every night. It'll be a different sex scene of your parents having sex.
Oh, man.
It'll cycle through all the 10 minutes of your parents having sex every time they've ever had sex. So you will see your conception at one point on there.
I don't think my parents have ever had sex, though. So I might go with that option. Because then there wouldn't be any material to make the video from.
We'll force your parents to have sex if it need be.
Okay. Alright, so it is generated by magic.
Black magic. Just
also by black magic. That's
happenstance. I feel like you're not keying in on like the core issues of either.
like what sorts of issues would you
You
say?
have to live your life either with people believing you're a child molester based on a business card, or you have to watch your parents have sex anytime you want to fall asleep. And you're asking about black magic.
Is it wrong to be concerned about the integrity of your soul?
Either way, there's black magic.
Okay, so I'm screwed there. I want it to be completely clear.
You know what?
About that.
It's real personal.
Well, what types of... Are any sorts of sex acts barred from the tapes?
Nothing too crude. Mostly missionary. There will be some doggy style. No 69. In fact, we will leave out all blowjobs. It will be strictly penis and vagina.
Okay.
And I met your parents. I don't believe they've explored too many crazy things, so I think you're good there.
Okay.
I mean, your mother made a few passes at me, but they were pretty
That's
plain.
I think.
They were pretty plain.
Right.
Nothing too dirty.
Let's see. What's the camera angle of the film?
It's very tasteful at times, but it's like a director of most porns. He's gonna get every angle he can.
Okay.
He's gonna get zooming in on the crotches. Sometimes he's just gonna get some faces. The good news is no one wants to see the guy's face. You will not see your father's face that much. Sometimes maybe on accident, but that happens.
Okay. So is there a soundtrack?
There's
something to get me in the mood.
There's like an intro song like doo, 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 doo. But once they get going.
Oh, like the doo.
But once they get going, it's just like
That's the soundtrack.
That's the sounds they're making.
So there's no soundtrack.
Soundtrack to my life.
Yeah, this.
Not the song, not the Kid Cudi song soundtrack to my life, but the actual.
Doesn't seem like
the faps and the.
It doesn't seem like the production value is very high. I don't know if I want to watch that, but.
I mean.
Depending on
if it was high production value, would you want to watch that?
I mean, depending on the production value, I can get into stuff, And if there's a problem I have to deal with, I should make the most of whatever situation that I'm put into.
The movie Superbad and say, sorry, Steven Spielberg does not direct the porns that you watch.
That would be so cool.
You're getting off topic. Why would that be cool? I feel like explosions out of a vagina, like the cum shower, just like.
No, that would be
Michael Bay.
Yeah, that guy.
Steven Spielberg's got to do something. I know.
It would just be very. Who did Sixth Sense? M. Night
Shyamalan.
Yeah, he should do porn.
You're wasting a lot of your questions on M. Night Shyamalan trivia. I feel like
he should do porn because there would be a twist at the end.
I don't want a twist at the end of my porn. Sounds painful.
I mean, just sort of a light tug, not really a.
Well, here's the twist: the people having sex the whole time were your parents. Dun dun dun.
Oh. Ooh, what if it was some sort of curse, and every time you were watching porn, you really get into it, and you're like, yeah, man, this is great, and then it always changes into your parents. But you never expect it. You never expect it.
That's beautiful. Oh man, this porn's really great. Not like those other porns I watch, but this one's great. My parents.
Yeah, and every time you would be like, oh, this is awesome. They're not my parents this time. And then it would just.
But would
suddenly
would it be parents. like look like actual porn stars, but then just some point you just like your delusion just fades away and you realize like those are ugly parent bodies?
I mean, yeah, that's kind of how I imagined it.
Okay.
The situation would change slightly.
We're getting off
to convince you.
We're getting
anyway.
Off
what else?
You got either the business cards that identify you as a sex offender, or you just watch your parents have sex. Fall asleep. 10 minutes.
And then you fall asleep.
Yes.
10 minutes.
Well, you watch 10 minutes, you fall asleep right away.
Well, can you watch the video more than once in the same night? Like instead of falling asleep, you're like, I don't want to go to sleep yet. I just want to stay up and watch this video again. I'm curious as to what will happen because you said the video would change. I'm curious as to what will happen in the next video.
As soon as you finish the 10 minutes, you fall asleep instantly.
Oh, that's not good.
But
I'm
here's
towards the business part.
But the next night, it will just continue, like the series. So it's like your bedtime watch.
Yeah, but maybe I want to watch. Sometimes on Fridays, Saturdays, I'll watch like 5-6 hours worth of adult film.
But this is your parents having sex.
Right. But it's on video, so I'm just saying.
So you're saying you're like compelled by the story at this point. You're like, man, how do I become to be? Like, how do I come to be? You know, like.
That was really funny. Hey, remember that other joke you told? What was that? It was like, chicken
breast pie. Hate you, Doug. Wait. The floor is closed for questions. How do you vote?
Breast pie. It's like, do you get like why that's funny?
No. Nope.
Oh man, and I need to tell everybody, we had just eaten chicken, and we were talking about,
chicken from Hooters, mind you.
We're like, oh, we're gonna call the waitress over, like, hey, can I get a thigh? Not a chicken thigh, like.
Can I get
your thighs?
Can I get some chicken wings, and then can I order some more food? And they had to drink the shooters or shahooters, as I was proud of that one. That was shahooters. But how do you vote? We're getting off topic.
What's the question?
Business card that identifies you as a sex offender. Every new person you meet, or
it's ridiculous.
Or before you fall asleep, you have to watch your parents have sex with tenants.
All right. So I can't ask any more questions.
No, floor is closed for questions.
Jeez.
You have one.
I was just gonna ask.
You have one more question?
Yeah, that's it. Well, I probably have more, but as many questions as you want to give.
Floor is reopened for one more question.
Okay. What kind of typeset do the business cards use?
That was your first question.
What? I don't remember that.
That was your very
Are you pulling my leg?
first question.
Oh, man. Well, can you just answer it again? I don't remember.
It was American Psycho. Whatever typeset the main character, Christian Bale, played in American Psycho had. That's
Patrick Bateman's...
Yeah. That's
right,
the typeset.
The bone... Oh.
You're Doug Lohman, sex offender, LLC, asterisk, likes little children.
It's not
It's not
like LL Cool J.
like LL Cool J. I know you do. We discussed this.
But it's like ladies love...
Ladies love Cool J. You love children. Little children, specifically. Loves little children.
That's funny.
Or likes. Doesn't matter. So how do you vote? Floor is closed for questions. Not opening again.
It's so hard, because it depends on what type of magic. Because I'm assuming there's magic involved. I'll have to go with the business cards, I guess.
Alright, let me calculate your score here.
How are you doing that?
I'm just moving my hands. I'm not doing... There's nothing on it. Anyway, so... you picked the business cards.
Yep.
And you chose wrong. That's just wrong.
Wait, it's just incorrect? It's not a matter of opinion?
No, you're wrong. Based on your life,
Like
and the other one, your life and your other one would have been great. Now I'll explain why.
Okay.
You chose the business card option, so every time you meet someone new, you have to give them a business card. Everybody who already knows you're not a sex offender. But if you had asked correctly, you would have known you have 24 hours afterwards. Like after the initial 24 hours, you can tell a person you're not a sex offender.
Right.
But they, might believe that you're lying because, the card and then maybe like Megan's Law or whatever. But you actually, play with the band you're in now, and you guys start getting really big. And when you meet the record producer that wants to sign you, you have to give him the business card, and he doesn't want to work as a sex offender because of issues in his family with such thing, his uncle or what have you, and you don't get signed. The rest of the group gets signed while you're left behind.
Right.
And then you keep failing to get job after job because everybody says you're a sex offender. No one wants to hire a sex offender. So you fall into depression. You live with your parents, and eventually you just die of a heart attack after you get put on 300 pounds at the age of 50. Dead alone in a basement. Now, if you had picked the sleep one, you could have fallen asleep at any time. you would have solved your own sleep patterns. You could have made sure you got 8 hours of sleep every single night, which would have boded well for you because you would have been the most well-rested man in America, which would have went great because your band was going to hit it big, and you were so well-rested and thinking of the greatest music of all time that you would have been the biggest musician in the world because of your clear thoughts.
I didn't even think that far ahead.
Yeah. And because of that, I have to, your total, after the 300 points I deducted you earlier, because you went out of line, classic rookie mistake, by answering before the floor was closed for question, you finished with negative 3,692.83 points.
23 really kills me there.
Yeah. The good news is that the slate will be wiped clean next time.
Okay, that's good.
We'll hopefully have a guest, and you'll know the game better, and you'll be able to beat them.
Okay.
But that's how we play Would You Rather. So I think today was a productive show, and we have one last final thing to talk about: the meaning of Christmas, the Feliz Navidad Cast. Finally, going to discuss it now. What? Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Oh. I'm trying to hear what he has to say. Oh. Our producer is telling us that actually no one cares about the true meaning of Christmas.
Well, that's why we made the whole show. That's why they told us to, that's why they put us on for, 2 years, weekly.
Apparently the Feliz Navidad Cast is canceled. There is good news, though. They said they will bring us back next week. We just have to come up with a fresh premise. Basically, all the work we did this week, setting up the true meaning of Christmas, is done. It's useless. I mean, I had some good points about the true meaning of Christmas, but we can't do that now. And this podcast is canceled, but I promise you, we will be back next week with a new premise. And by next week, I mean whenever we get around to making the next one. Since we're done, let's end up with
there's only one.
There's one Feliz Navidad. Let's
All right, well,
yeah. We'll just have to think of something else next week.
hopefully they'll actually let us continue a show.
I personally have faith they will. I think it falls on us to come up with a good idea. I think
Well, we worked really hard on this one, and then they just
the response from the phones that we got during the show of this podcast, it makes me think they really want us.
You think?
Well, I mean, I can't know that because this isn't actually live, so I'm speculating.
Right.
But I think we have a spot, and it just falls on us to do it better. Okay, so for end the show, let's just plug ourselves here. Not like actually don't get a butt plug.
Oh, I can.
No. Doug, you want to plug your sites, your Twitter stuff?
No, if I need to do that, I will post elsewhere.
Okay. Well, I'll be shameless. Follow me at Twitter at CodeRan. And you can check out my Tumblr, which has some of the discussion we had tonight, and many other posts. Awkward moments with myself. That was awkward in a moment. Awkward moments with myself. .tumblr.com. The reviews are astounding. Doug Lohman says, "This blog sucks," and that's it.
Is that what I said?
That is.
That's pretty much what I say.
That's what I said. But my Twitter, full clarity. Don't look for me on Facebook. If I don't know you, I'm not going to add you. But then if I don't know you and you're listening to this, you need to get a better life. Technically. Sorry, this is what your life came to? Try to listen to a Feliz Navidad cast?
Well, some people care about the true meaning of Christmas. And I do want to say, seriously guys, if you want to get in touch with me, just search up my OkCupid profile. It should be, just my name, and
he's also
if it's this face on the picture, then
yeah.
you found the right one. You can just send me a PM. You can
Like Doug has any
send
pictures
your
with his
phone
face
number.
in it.
I do have that one that I took
What?
3 days ago, and you
The
can go
fedora.
through my albums, and I think you've not looked at my OkCupid profile.
I'm not looking for a date with you.
Well, if you really wanted to see my face, I have, and other parts.
I personally am on gaythugdating.com, so.
That's a pretty good site,
But so that's it. Any last words? He likes to skateboard. All right.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry the 2 days
Happy
after
Kwanzaa.
Christmas.
Happy Festivus. Happy Hanukkah.
Festivus.
Merry New Year.
Any other holidays you want to make up?
Yeah, any holiday you want to make up.
Xmas. If you want to take the Christ out of Christmas.
Yes, that's always a popular one. Groundhog Day's right around the corner.
And after that, Groundhog Day.
And then Groundhog Day. And then Groundhog Day. Then Groundhog Day. And then what's after that?
Probably Groundhog Day.
And then Groundhog Day.
Depending on how well you romance
Yeah.
your co-host.
I mean,
Not sure
that's
that
that's just life.
Depending on how quickly you learn how to play the piano.
Yes.
Or do ice sculptures, things like that.
Yes, just
Anyway.
how you can master things. But thanks for tuning in. Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad Cast. It's canceled. We'll figure out something next week. All right. Good night.